Well, when Nick Chubb talks, we should listen. Anthony Meglin with another quick game show on Cleveland Browns on SI. And tonight, we're talking Nick Chubb as he returned to the field for the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, and what was such a joyous experience for not only him, but for the Cleveland Browns fan base, a fan base that hasn't had much to be excited about to this point in the season as the team sits 1-6. Storylines swirl this team every single week. The offense has been horrible. The defense has been trying to hold it together, but it's not worked. This team is very, very broken, and this fan base is growing frustrated. But Sunday, we had a really cool opportunity to watch Nick Chubb as he returned to action for the first time since he destroyed his leg last season against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and what ended up being a injury that even he questioned if he would ever return, not only to form, but if he would ever return to the field at all. And he wrote all that out and talked all that out in that awesome letter that he wrote to the city of Cleveland, where he acknowledged it. He said, hey, I didn't know if I was ever going to play football again, and I had some really, really dark times. But Sunday was an awesome celebration of his return to the field, and one that Cleveland Browns fans won't certainly forget, for not only that reason, but for all the other reasons that happened on Sunday. But for Nick Chubb specifically, his return to the field maybe wasn't what we all wanted statistically. He finished the game with 11 carries for 22 yards. He did score a touchdown, but he even talked about it today when he met with the media that, hey, he maybe didn't feel, as back to form as he wanted to. And he acknowledged that it still may take some time for him to be back to the running back he once was. And here's what he had to say.
It's just I haven't done it in a while. That's how I am with everything. I always need time preparation to get back to playing my best. So I think that's the biggest thing. I just haven't done it in a year, whatever it is.
Yeah, and we like to envision Nick Chubb as a superhero, right? He really leans into the Batman persona on social media, and it's really, really cool. But at the end of the day, he is a human being, and it will take some time. His injury was incredibly significant, and like we said, like he even said, he didn't know if he was ever going to be able to walk normally again, run normally, or ever carry a football. So it's going to take some time, and let's pretend he even was healthy. This would have been like his first preseason game, right? He's got so much time left to go until he gets into that normal game shape that he's going to try so hard to get to. So I plead with Cleveland Browns fans, and I know you will, be patient with him. We don't know what the next couple of weeks are going to shake out to be. Maybe you keep him on a pretty strict pitch count as the season kind of goes, because unfortunately, the Browns' outlook on a potential postseason run is pretty bleak. So you don't know how they're going to handle Nick Chubb, but it will take some time for him to regain that game stamina. So flipping pages from what was positive about Sunday and his return to what was really negative on Sunday. When Deshaun Watson was injured and when he went down, I was not at the stadium. If some of you were there, maybe you heard it, maybe you participated in it, but there was some booing, there was some cheering of his injury, and a lot of the players had a lot of choice things to say about it. And frankly, I can see both sides of the coin, right? Browns fans, you're really, really frustrated with not only how this season has gone, but how the last 3 years have gone. And this franchise is on the verge of a total teardown because one guy couldn't really figure it out, and he's one guy you pretty much leveraged your entire future in, and it didn't work out. With that said, you should never boo or cheer an injury. I think that's really low. I don't care who it is, but that's just my opinion on it. And a lot of the players shared in that. Myles Garrett had a lot of choice things to say. Greg Newsome was very adamant that was not cool and not something that the players appreciated. But Nick Chubb on Wednesday was asked what his opinion was on the situation, because Cleveland looks to him as an extension of us. We're the his favorite. A lot of Cleveland fans' favorite players, Nick Chubb. So when he was asked about it on Wednesday, here's what he has to say.
Well, at the end of the day, fans just want us to win, and we're not doing that. So I think we can understand the frustration coming from them. But beyond football, in the locker room, we're brothers. We're more than just the football players. And that's where it hurt us, because one of our brothers went down, and people felt different.
Yeah, and you can understand his perspective, right? And the guys inside that locker room, Deshaun Watson is one of their brothers. He's a guy that has sacrificed with them, has gone out and gone to battle with them, and it's really hard. And that's a catastrophic injury. And no player wants to have that happen to them. No player wants to see one of their teammates have that happen to them. So you can certainly understand their frustration, but I thought it was cool of Nick Chubb to acknowledge, like, hey, fans are frustrated, right? This is a football town, right? We just finished up the ALCS and they talked baseball. I got to sit next to Jack Conklin during game 4 of the ALCS, and holy cow, we could have talked football all night because this is what this town is. This is what this town wants, is a winner down in the inside Brown Stadium, and this is not happening right now. So I think two things can be true at once. Fans can be really, really frustrated with how things are going, but also I think fans were pretty low to boo and cheer that injury. So I think Nick Chubb, his comments today will go a long way to kind of repairing this media-made fracture between the fans and the players. I think everybody just wants to win football games at this point. So as the Cleveland Browns try to do just that here in the next few weeks, we're going to be covering them all along. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cleveland Browns on SI, for more content just like this, for live shows throughout the week, and for player and coach press conferences. We got you covered. So hit that subscribe button and be alerted every single time that we go live. We also got you covered on the written content. Head over to si.com/NFL/Browns, where we got you covered wall to wall as the Cleveland Browns try to patch whatever this season's going to be together and do so and bring a few more wins to Cleveland. So for Anthony Meglin, I guess I am Anthony Meglin. I'm going to sign off here for another quick game episode on Cleveland Browns on SI.